All right, so another episode of the County Catch Up. Last week I decided not to upload any of the videos that I made and just wanted to kind of try something different just to see if that would do better than these kind of videos. I'm just trying out different things still. And so I just uploaded like a quick few minute like compilation video of just dumb shit that Brendan said last week. I probably won't really do those very often, or maybe not ever really, mostly because there's already, every channel pretty much has a clips channel, has their own clips channel, and then also there's 100 copycat people who do the same thing of just like, these are just clips of Tom Segura saying dumb shit and best moments of Theo Lund, whatever. So I probably won't really do that kind of stuff, unless I can find something that's actually like different and unique and fun to do. Otherwise, I'm probably just going to stick to doing these kind of videos because, I enjoy doing these. I like talking about it, and I like taking like the notes and just kind of going through everything and just doing the discussion and recapping everything. I think it's kind of fun. I don't know, and maybe people don't like it yet. It's because there's basically no views on any of the videos, so I'm just talking to myself. That's what makes it fun. So, all right, anyways, let's get into it. We're just going to talk about Your Mom's House this episode here because they had a 4.5-hour episode. Holy shit, was it long. I listen to most of these podcasts on like 1.25 speed, and a lot of people talk so slow that it sounds normal. There's only a few people like Eric Griffin. I can't listen to his sped up. He talks so fast. Always talks fast. Everything he does, he's always talking really fast. So I can't listen to his like sped up. But like Your Mom's House, you have to listen to some of these at just a sped up speed because 4.5 hours for this one podcast, and that's half a day of work. If you're sitting there listening to that shit at work, that's half your day of just nonstop, never hitting pause. Half your day is just listening to that. Obviously, you should be, doing other work while you're listening to it, but it can be distracting. We all know of where shit starts going on, and they got a guy jerking off with a butt plug in his ass, and you flip over and kind of want to watch and see what the fuck is going on. But, all right, let's move on. So they announced they do also have their own clips channel now, so they're not going to just be posting everything on the one channel, which makes a lot of sense because especially pulling in 3 more podcasts under the Your Mom's House YouTube channel, that's a lot of videos. It's so hard for people to try to sift through. If you want to just see, if you want to see just Andrew Santino and it's all under Your Mom's House channel, and you don't watch Your Mom's House, you don't watch this podcast that we're talking about, then it's gonna suck for you if that's the case. But if you're watching this video, then you probably like Your Mom's House, so there'll be the majority of the videos on that channel anyway, so that works out. Then they got another update to the studio as well. They got fired from McDonald's. Oh man, yeah. That $2 million deal fell through because the guy jerking off, so they had to get another kind of C-level sponsor, some shitty steakhouse in the valley, and so now the whole studio is dark. Really, like it's too dark, kind of. Like it's almost distracting how dark it is. But maybe it's just polarizing because last week it was so bright, this week it's so dark in there. I don't know. I still don't like the layout even. So the colors don't really matter. It's the layout is still just awkward with guests because they sit, all the way on the other side of that big ass desk table thing, and then they're on a couch down below. It's just, I don't know, it's weird, but I think I've drilled on that. I've dwelled on that long enough, so we can move on from that. And apparently, they don't have internet there. Tom was talking about they got the lease. It sounds like probably 4 months ago, and they still haven't been able to get internet hooked up in the studio. I don't understand. Like, didn't the previous tenants have internet too? Like, how does it take so long? Which means they have to do all the prep work for the show at home before they go there because they can't if it's like, oh shit, we didn't forgot to download this video clip or whatever that they need for the show. I mean, you could do it like tether your phone to the computer or whatever. It's messy. And then to edit the video and all that, I mean, now, I don't know. And then upload it. Now they have to take it home, transfer it, make sure you don't fucking lose it. I don't know. You put it on a thumb drive. Hopefully nobody loses a episode before they can get it home and upload it onto YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. Get fucking internet, man. Like, what the fuck? How do you not have internet after 4 months of leasing this office? But whatever. I don't know why I'm getting upset. So they start off with Josh, the weird opener comic that for Tom. I don't know. I guess I'm not really. I didn't know he was even a comic. I guess I just never. I don't know. I guess maybe I just never noticed that, or I usually before I was doing these, I would just usually skip past his sections. He's not really a big. He's just kind of creepy. I don't know. He's just creepy. He's so weird. Maybe I'm just not giving the guy a fair chance, or it's also because all of the things that his segments are just weird as fuck, and then him being weird also. Like if it was Chris D'Elia presenting these segments, it would be like funny. But when it's like a guy who's weird and then talks about his bad sex life and dating life, and then is doing like segments on sex and shit like that, it's awkward. It's creepy. But this week wasn't bad. I'll give him that. This week was really funny because he used to be a radio host, and he puts all these other radio hosts that he used to work with and that just ones that he knows of, just puts them all on blast. Just dirty, scummy shit that they've done in the past. And so that was a pretty good bit or segment or whatever. He was pretty good in that. So I'll give him credit for that. That was actually this week. I would like to, if like, he could be funny maybe if he doesn't do just like these sex bits or whatever, because it's not funny. It's just creepy. Like you're just a creepy. Like he knows he's creepy looking. I'm pretty sure he knows he's weird looking. I mean, he agreed to have Tom take him clothes shopping. That's at that point you have to know, right? So okay, the first guest that they had two guests this week. The first guest was Neal Brennan. I don't know if any of you are familiar with him, but a hilarious comic. Previously, everybody knows him really well. I mean, obviously he's a comic, but also for being a writer on Chappelle's Show and coming up with a lot of the just classic bits that we all know about. So a lot of the show was when he was the guest or on this week was talking about Chappelle's Show and things like that, and just talking about Dave and talking about Chris Rock and just kind of I guess like if you watch all the podcasts that I'm covering for the most part, they're all like this group of like white comedians. You got like Tom and Christina together. You have Bert, Theo, Andrew Santino, Brendan Schwab, Brian Callen, Joe Rogan, right? That's like the little Chris D'Elia, right? That's like their little clique, their little gang. And then they don't, all their friends are all just other like white comics too. Like it's just like they're all LA like white comics. And so like Neal Brennan is like the one comic who's friends with like black comics. And so it's just like, oh, what's that like? What's it like knowing black people? I don't know. Maybe that's just my weird interpretation, but I don't know. You kind of notice like, I guess Andrew Santino, but outside of him and Joe Rogan occasionally, just because he's such a huge name, like, yeah, it's kind of weird that these guys don't really, like on Instagram, a lot of people I follow comic-wise are a lot of like black comedians, but there's this total divide where like white comedians and black comedians don't really cross lanes a lot. It's kind of weird. It's totally separated in like fan bases, their joke styles, everything, who they hang out with, what podcasts they do. There's tons of podcasts with black comics, but none of them are really popular. It's kind of weird. I should say that because I'm sure there are some. I just haven't found them, but because most of the really big like black comics that I follow at least don't have podcasts. So there's probably some that have big podcasts, but maybe they just aren't like, they're not like Michael Blackson level of like fame, I guess. I don't know. But whatever. I don't know how I even got down. Oh, because Neal Brennan is their gateway to black people. But he was really funny on this. And he is on that new Netflix special, the comedies or comics around the world or whatever. He's one of the American comics. Krista Lee is another one that's on there. Nick Schwartzen. And yeah, just funny. The guy's funny in general. But he was on Breakfast Club this week too. Way funnier on Breakfast Club than he was on this. But that's kind of, I think, goes back to what I was just talking about with like, he seems like the kind of guy that associates more with like black comics than he does with white comics. And so like he just kind of like is able to talk better or have like better jokes and stories when he's like on a show hosted by black people rather than on a show hosted by crude white people who show guys jerking off. Let's not take away from Tom or Christina because they're both hilarious, obviously, but I don't know where I'm going with this. But Christina brought up a hilarious thing before, and she said they talk about it like they have this term and they've mentioned it a bunch of times before. I guess maybe I've just never picked up on it. I haven't seen, maybe not obviously, but I haven't seen all the Your Mom's House podcasts because for a long time I just didn't. Yeah, it just wasn't really like in my rotation. But I'll just play the clip now because I've explained way too much.
Shit,
we call that white bummers.
Yeah.
White people
bummers
love being bummed out, which is why they like really serious movies, and they always give awards to fucking bummer shit. Like, why do white people love bummer stories?
Well, because there's novelty to it because we have such nice lives.
Yeah.
That we need to. It's the same reason we like.
It's like you're peeking into a shit.
Yeah, it's the same reason.
And it's really funny. That I'm sure that'll make it on the clip thing because that was hilarious. That one stood out. But yeah, so the next guest who came on was Pete Holmes. Never heard of him. He looks really familiar. Like I feel like I've seen him before on maybe other podcasts or TV or something. He looks really familiar, but I didn't know his name. But he is not really funny to me. I don't know. He spent the whole time pretty much getting trolled, which I'll cover later, and then talking about why like Christianity is bad because he used to be like a hardcore Christian or something for, I don't know, like most of his life, or maybe just like as a teenager or something, I don't know. But it's like the whole time just like preaching about like why Christianity is bad. And it's like, okay, we get it. Like this probably isn't like the target for that. Like they're playing you a video that they played last week of a guy, some random old guy, just jerking off to like a double-ended, I don't know, whatever those fucking, I can't think of the name right now. I know the fleshlight thing. It's like a double-ended fleshlight or whatever, and then showing and showing the whole thing. And you're on here preaching about why Christianity, like, dude, we're all degenerates. Everybody who watches Your Mom's House is the degenerate. We don't need the Christianity talk. I don't know. But like he spends the whole time just talking, like that must be his whole stand-up is just jokes about religion. And it's just like, man, this is insufferable. Like, is this just how you are in real life? Like this, you just turn every conversation into, well, there's a thing about that in the Bible, and then this is why it's bad. Like, who cares, man? Nobody gives a shit. Like, a few times, like, okay, cool, that was funny, and then move on. Like, now you're just preaching. Now, it's the same thing as what the other people are doing. It's annoying. It's obnoxious, So, I don't know. It's like, just give it a break. But the guy is, holy shit, like, naive or gullible, whatever. I don't know. I thought Tom and Christina just troll him for about half the time. They start with just Tom describes the McDonald's thing and how they lost the McDonald's deal because they showed the guy, and then they show him the video. And I don't think Tom was like trolling him to start with, but then he buys into it. He's like, oh my God, you guys lost it. And I thought he was kidding. I thought he was just going along with the bit of, well, yeah, like, yeah, that sucks. You guys lost that because you showed this crazy video, man. $2 million, man, that sucks. And then he never like gets it. It never happens. It never like clicks that this is the most ridiculous sounding fucking story he's ever heard. But Tom and Christina never let up on the whole thing. They just keep going on with it. And so Tom like just kind of just plays off of it, right? And like he's like, yeah, we lost the $2 million and we already rented this place and everything, and I put down a big deposit on a Lamborghini. He's like, a Lamborghini? You were buying a Lamborghini? He's like, what a waste of money. The guest, this Pete guy. It's like, holy shit, man. Like, he's joking. He's not even being serious. You should be able to tell this. But you're going hard on this guy on his podcast about how financially irresponsible he is and how dumb he is and like how he's wasting his money. And then Tom like steps it up like another notch. And he starts talking about how he loves jewelry. And then he talks about he talks about how he's just he's been buying all kinds of jewelry and stuff too. And this guy's like response to it, man, it's just like he doesn't get it that this is a joke. Tom's fucking with him. I mean, he has to be fucking with him. I can't be that dumb to. I'll love to make another follow-up video if Tom posts a picture of himself with that chain and it's real. That's otherwise for sure they're just trolling this comic and he doesn't realize it. But the comic is getting upset, like really, really upset about all of this. And not like upset, but like kind of just like he's like blown away by the fact that they're spending so much money on shit. He can't believe it because he's like, he's still basically that like conservative Christian guy. He just doesn't believe in God anymore. Like he's still like a really sheltered kind of guy, I guess. But he seems to be like a lot of people who got way too deep into the Christianity thing and never really learned like good interactions with like how to talk to people, because he doesn't really seem to realize that it's really awkward. Like it's awkward to listen to kind of, because he's like going so hard on Tom about wasting money. Like, here, I'll play this clip.
That's good.
Sweet.
And not to say yours is bad. These things give you joy. They make you feel happy. Yeah. Great.
And I don't think I'm like doing anything really outrageous. I mean, the jewelry's kind of crazy. I admit that. Especially
I just don't
really
buy
wear it.
into jewelry.
Yeah.
You don't think it's just like stupid?
It's fantasy stuff, though.
Whose fantasy?
It's my fantasy because I grew up so immersed and consumed by hip hop culture and music that I really wanted to be one of those guys. And so when I finally made enough money to buy something, I just bought the stuff that I saw them wear. I know it's ridiculous,
Right, but it's just like, how can you sit there and like, he's like, oh yeah, he doesn't get that it's a joke, but he's like, yeah, how can you buy jewelry? It's like, who the fuck are you, man? Look, you're on this guy's podcast and you're just shitting all over his life. I mean, it's not, but I don't know. Huge props to Christina and Tom for just impromptu trolling the fuck out of this guy. Like, I wonder what triggered it for them to just go with it instead of like at the McDonald's story, be like, no, it's a joke. But I think it might have been because he went so hard right away. Like, he immediately went in on them. Like, why would you get a studio? Why are you pissing away? Basically, he said, why would you waste all of your money on the studio when you could just make the same amount of money, but do it at home, and then you would just pocket all that extra money. And that was like that was like the jumping off point for him, just talking all kinds of shit on why Tom and Christina are morons for getting a studio, getting jewelry in the car and all this other shit. But Tom really, I don't know, this guy should act, I guess, more, because this was just great, and how he just kind of keeps rolling with it impromptu. Like, here's describing the chain.
I mean, it's a chain with my name on it, and it's in diamonds, 3 different colors, and it's got a thing of my beard around it, all diamonds.
And would you wear it?
That's the thing. That's what I'm struggling with.
Because I bought the drive jacket too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love how this Pete guy follows up with Tom describing the most ridiculous chain possible. I bought the dry jacket. Like, dude, he's not serious. Look at Tom. There's no way Tom is being serious. Oh my god. I don't know how Christina didn't just burst out laughing. But so I don't know, not really a whole lot else to probably cover on this one, but if it wasn't for them trolling this Pete guy, I would just say skip the whole segment on him. Like, it's just not really, the rest of it is just not really funny. It's just him talking about religion and whatever. And the Neal Brennan section, I thought he was better on Breakfast Club than he was on this podcast. But I don't know. Overall, it was a great podcast. 4.5 hours though. Holy shit, man. Break it up into 2 episodes. God damn. Who has 4.5 hours? Because the hard part is that, like, when you pause it, and then, because it's like, oh, you listen to it on your way to work, or you're at work or whatever, and you pause it, and then you leave, and you come back. And now you have to rewind, like, back to, like, a good starting point to where you have, like, enough context to pick it up again. Fucking 4.5 hours? God damn, get out of here with that. That's just too goddamn much. But, alright, I think that's enough. Put out some other videos on, maybe do a couple more, like, targeted specific ones, and then maybe a general one for this week. But yeah, thanks.
Like, how big is The Rock's dick?
Yeah.
And that's right.
The Dick Detectives.